and gentlemen, having already had a reference to Douglas Tate, you now ought to see he's worked very hard today, adjudicating, and in springtime when we had a get-together near Northampton, he thrilled the audience very greatly with some quite brilliant virtuoso harmonica playing. He's not just one of the best in the country, he's one of the best in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Douglas Tate.
What I like about Ken, and it would be churlish of me to mention the other wrong note he played, so I will. What I love about Ken is when he pinches one of the pieces you're going to play, immediately after hearing Larry Adler, pinch another of the pieces you're going to play. Because when I was coming here this evening, I was told, well, I'm a pianist, so, you know, do something else. So, having now had to change the programme twice this evening, I've got a... Well, you're going to get crap. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I hate Larry Allen. I also hate Harry. I'll tell you the reason. You see, the trouble was that many years ago, God decided he wanted to create three musicians. And first in line was Larry. And God said to him, what would you like? And Larry, looking pathetic, as he always does, didn't say anything. So God gave him a pair of glasses. He made him, you know, he gave him a talent and said, do something. Adler play. Well, eventually God said, stop. And he was so taken by his talent, he couldn't give him anything else. He just said, that's it for you. Next in line, Harry. What happens then? Looks at Harry, says, what do you want? I said, well, I'd like to be able to read music. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I said, I'd like to be able to read music. If I can't add that, can I play the trumpet? God said, yeah. Anything else? He said, yeah, I'd like to have a tune that people remember me by. And God said, yeah, okay, fine. Came to me. God looked at me and said, suppose you want music? Yeah, I said, love it. Tough, he said. I haven't got any left. I'll tell you what he said. I'll make you tall and good looking. And he did too. What I was saying about Ken pinching me pieces is absolutely true, and so what I decided to do, yesterday I went into a music shop and I bought a set of oboe studies, because I like to have lots of music to play. And after I'd read through about 17 of them last night, I thought this is total utter rubbish. It was awful, really terrible stuff. And then I turned over and came to the 18th and the 20th, and I thought, well, not so bad. So I'm going to have a go and see if I can sight read these through. That one was called number 18, the title of this one's called number 20. Spring Hoolie, I'm sure that you remember my absolutely superb pianist, Frank Pallister. He was asked to come along here to do some accompanying today, but he couldn't make it because at the moment he's doing what teachers have to do, and what he loves doing. He's taking 160 children to Austria, and with his talents, he's got a band, he's got an orchestra, he's got a choir, he's got a string group, he's got a brass group, and they're doing 7 concerts over there, so he couldn't be here tonight. But a lot of people said to me quite clearly, will you play the Handel piece and try and do it properly this time? And I'd like to try that. This is one of those pieces that if you fall off it, it's absolute, total, unmitigated disaster. Oh, that's nice.